Come on, I got 15 minutes. I got 15 minutes. 9:40. $15. Gotta get off at 9:40. Hey, brother Alan, how you doing, brother Alan? Good morning, Logic. Rise and shine. Greetings. Hi. Hi, Mario. Hi, brother Mario. How's wifey doing? Alan. Hey. Hey. I only could stay until 9:40, then I gotta get off. I got a kitty. I don't know. Let me see if y'all can see him. I got a kitty. His name is Joseph Samuel. Let me see. I don't think he could come out this way. Hold on. You stay. Don't you come all the way out, Joseph. Say hello. Can y'all see? Look, come here, Joseph. Look, can y'all see him? Wait, I gotta turn the other. Wait, I don't know. Can y'all see him? Wait, no, Joseph, stay. Do y'all see Joseph? There you go. No, Joseph. Say hello. Ah! Say hello. Say hello, Joseph. Hold on, I gotta put him back. Go back in. Go play with your toys. That's my little baby. His name is Joseph Samuel Solomon. That's the names that God told me to give him. God said name him Joseph Solomon. Joseph Samuel. And, Solomon is my last name. Because when I adopted them, they adopted him. They asked me what his name was. And I told them. And when he went to the doctor, they have him as Joseph Samuel Solomon. He'll be 5. What is he? He's born at the end of May. So June, July, August, September. He'll be 5 months the end of this month. And he's so smart. He listens to me. When I tell him to sit, he sits. When I tell him to lay down, he lays down. When he wants me to pick him up, he jumps and stretches his arm like a baby for me to pick him up. He did it with Pat. He talks a lot. Last night, he did not want to go to sleep. I have a tent. I have a furry tent inside a bigger tent. His playpen, I ordered him a playpen cage, and that's coming today. And that has like 3 tiers where he could climb and stuff. So until his playpen cage come, I got a big tent that you could use inside and outside. Then I got him a furry teepee. So he slept about 2-3 hours before I was ready to go to bed. So I put his tent next to my bed because I made room. And I put his tent, and he kept meow, meow. And I was like, if you don't go your behind in that tent and go to bed, you gonna get it. So when I told him that, he didn't go in his tent, but he went to lay down, and he left me alone. So like 6:18 this morning, I made a little move in the bed. He jumps out, meow, meow, meow. I'm like, oh, boy. So then I had to feed him and give him some water so I could sit down and pray and read the word. Now check this out. When I'm praying, he just stares at me. And when I'm reading the word, he just stares at me. But when I start singing and clapping, he just watches me. And then he goes to sleep. When I'm singing and clapping to God, he goes to sleep. So I got him some toys I ordered from Amazon. They came yesterday. So when I gave him some of them toys, oh my goodness, he went ballistic. I can't let him roam around because he keeps going under my bed. And I got an electric bed with wires, and I'm not trying to get under that bed and get him. So I have to keep him in the tent or keep him. I got this high little play thing he plays in, and I put him up there. He likes that. And then I give him exercise. I take him in my hallway because I got a long hallway. And then I got him a leash, so I'm gonna take him for walks sometime outside. And then I let him run around down here because I could catch him. Yeah, so pray for Joseph. You can't. Yeah, so keep Joseph, because he's like one of my babies. I told my son, I said, you got a brother. He started cracking up. I sent him a video. He was like, who cat is that? I'm like, it's your brother. He was like, oh my goodness. He was like, that cat gonna have a good life. And then he's like, that cat's gonna love you forever. You're a good mommy. How you doing, Claus? Yeah. But y'all, let me tell you something. Having a kitten, oh my goodness. I was like, God, I did not know. Do you know these animals are like children? They're like children. I have to bring him down here with me when I'm cooking sometime. Because when I leave him upstairs in the tent, he meows. But then I don't hear him meow no more. So then I go upstairs, he's hiding in his tent. Before I put his tent in there, he would go under the blanket and hide. So sometime I put him in his little carrier and bring him down, and then I have a leash so I could put him on his leash and bring him like that and put the leash on the door, so he could be with me sometime downstairs instead of always leaving him upstairs. And then I ordered him a cage for down here too, but that's not coming till next week. So I'll be able to bring him down here and put him in the cage. But let me tell you something. Kids, these animals are kids. Any of you thinking about getting an animal, think long and hard. Because once you get them, ain't no going back. Like I found the kitty babysitters, like they have animal babysitters down here. So if I have to travel, because I can't leave them with Pat because her house is not cat ready. So I found two places where you can leave them. They got 5 stars. Like if you gotta go away for a couple of days or a week, when I move back home in Jersey, I'm gonna have to look for them too. I don't think I'm gonna get a dog right away when I go home, guys. I'm gonna wait. Because just one is enough. Yeah. So okay, here's the I gotta keep it with the time. Here's the weekly word. I said I'll go ahead and do it live because I won't be able to get on the computer tomorrow to do the weekly devotion and the weekly teaching until tomorrow. So the weekly word is this. So I asked God, I was like, God, what's the word for now till next Saturday? And he just kept telling me strange miracles, good strange events, and blessings. And then he said, you're gonna see strange miracles, strange events that are good, and strange blessings. But you're also going to see strange events that are not good. It's not going to happen to God's children, but sin. Like you're going to hear about strange murders, strange accidents, stuff out of the ordinary. You're going to hear. You just gonna hear crazy stuff happening to people, guys. Like people are just gonna be murdered in strange ways, mysterious ways. People are gonna be injured and hurt in strange and mysterious ways, like a phenomenon. People are just gonna go missing and never be heard from again. Like this baby down here got missing. And I asked God on the 5th day what happened. And the baby was like, the woman took him and killed him. I said, the woman took him and killed him? He said, yeah. And he said, they'll never find him. Guess what? Was it yesterday or the day before? They said the mother killed the toddler. And they haven't found his body. God said the woman took him and killed him. And they're not going to find him. The mother, took him and killed him. She lost custody of him to the mother and had to pay child support. I said, God, I pray she didn't kill that baby so she wouldn't have to pay child support. Do you know the cops said the mother killed him? I said, Daddy, you making me like one of them people that help the police solve stuff. He even sometimes show me people getting murdered or hurt. And I wake up and I'm like, who is that? And he was like, I want you to pray for them because something's going to happen to them. I'm like, wow, every time somebody gets missing, always ask him, or he'll tell me, and it turns out to be true. Like I was watching this Benny Hinn documentary 2 months ago, and there was a 7-year-old boy who had severe brain damage, and he was in a wheelchair. And they took him on the stage, and Benny Hinn couldn't heal him. He couldn't. And Benny Hinn's excuse was that he couldn't heal him because of generational curses. And he told them to take the boy home and pray. So then the people who did the documentary found the family. God had told me that the little boy died 7 months later, right? So in the documentary, they asked him how the son was doing, and they said he died 7 months later. I fell out the chair. I was like, God, you just said that. I fell out the chair. So I'm discovering a new gift that I didn't even know I had, guys. That I can actually help solve things. I ain't trying to go to the police and say nothing. This is just between me and God and y'all. But, and then you got to be careful because you could be sued if you say certain things. So, like, if God tell me something and he want me to come and say it, I have to say, look, I'm not trying to be sued. I'm just a prophet. I'm telling you. But every time somebody get missing, he'll tell me what happened to them. And it actually happens. So he also told me to tell people to please watch your children for the rest of the year. Not just this month. It's really thick this month. But for the rest of the year, because don't even take your eyes off your child. Like, you know how you be in the grocery store and you turn around to get something? Don't even do that. You know how you leave them outside playing? Don't even do that. If your babies is playing outside, you be with them. If they on bikes, you be with them. All right. A little girl, 14 years old, she went to go walk her dog on this walking trail, which was basically the forest on both sides, but it had a walker trail. So a man came by on a motorcycle and was talking to her. And the lady and her daughter was driving by and saw it. So the guy gave the lady an inkling to turn around. So she turned around. She didn't see the dog or the girl anymore, but she saw the man's bike parked. And then she saw the man coming out of the woods, and he stopped and stared at her, and she just chucked it off. So the next day she hears about the girl missing, so she calls the cop. Do you know he snatched that little girl, and you know what he did to her, the R, and killed her? And they caught him 2 days later. This cop happened to be riding by somewhere, saw the motorcycle, traced it. The lady knew what he looked like, so they drew him. And he had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend is the one that helped turn him in. I was like, first of all, even when I was in the world, I never let my daughters walk no animals, take out garbage, or go anywhere out of my sight. So I'm saying to God, I'm like, God, why is they letting their 14-year-old daughter walk a dog down a so-called trail, but it's nothing but the wilderness on both sides? Now imagine if that lady hadn't came by. He'd have got away with R and murder. The only reason why they caught him is because the lady and the daughter saw him. Please watch your teenage daughters. Watch your teenage boys, because so many little boys done got killed down here. I mean, murder down here is ridiculous. Do you know Atlanta is resorting back to what they were 40 years ago? Murder capital. Murder capital. That's what they was 10, 20, 30 years ago. Now they say Atlanta is the murder capital again. Do you know how many kids? I mean, they just shot a 15-year-old white boy on a football field, and the two little black 18-year-old kids jumped state lines, and they caught them yesterday, had it on the news, locking them up. Do you know how many people have gone missing down here this year, and they haven't even found them? And some they found a little 18-year-old boy in the forest shot to death. Then they found another lady in a construction site next to her black truck shot to death. And they found the guy 2 weeks later. This is the stuff that's going on down here. I just be so glad when I'm out of here. I mean, Jersey is a much better state now. It's number 11. But they're not perfect. But they ain't having what's going on down here. It's gotten crazy in Georgia. I'm telling you, it's not safe. You got to have the grace of God with you. I don't care if you live in the rich area. Look at Mariah Carey. They broke in her house. She sold it. She sold it. Nene Leak's son, 23 years old, heart attack and stroke. She's selling their lounge. I mean, it's crazy. Didn't what's his name talking about suicide? Famous rapper, I forget his name. Then you got Coolio. He just died at a birthday party. You know what I mean? And then I tell y'all rappers were going to die and go to jail. About 5 famous rappers down here in prison already for murder, gun trafficking, drugs. I don't know what's going on in Georgia. It's like all over the world. Hey, so please, God said, please protect your children, no matter what age they are, even your adult children. Cover them, pray for them, because it's madness. God said a lot of strange killings are coming, a lot of strange murders, a lot of strange death, mystery death. People gonna be getting missing left and right, never to be seen or found again. So please, cover your children, no matter how old they are. Cover yourself. Cover yourself against road rage killing. A man got shot 3 times in the head, road rage on I-85 or I-275 down here. And they looking for that murderer. Then somebody else turned around and got shot and killed on the highway. Road rage. Road rage. Because somebody cutting you off. Look, I warned y'all about the zombie stuff. Here we is thinking we gonna see people walking around looking dead. No, we going through a different. I truly believe that they made those zombie movies to trick us, to make us think that the zombie effects is gonna be the Walking Dead. It is the Walking Dead, but I think they tricked us into thinking they gonna look like the Walking Dead. No, they look just like me and you. Because we are in a zombie apocalypse now. You know what's doing it. You know what's doing it, right? They even admitting that it's killing people, causing heart attacks and blood clots. Really? Come on. We are in the zombie apocalypse now, guys. So start praying. And then look at the war over in Ukraine. It's getting ridiculous. Vladimir Putin is asking any state in this country that's tired of our government to join his new Russian allegiance. Didn't I tell you in my prophecy book that there were going to be states in America that would come sovereign and cut themselves off from the government? I started thinking, I was like, Daddy, you gave me the prophecy years ago that Russia would first try and take over America, and then China would come along. We thinking it might be through war. I don't even think it might be war. I think that some of these states in the future will be gullible enough to denounce their own government and go with Russia. If they do that, that's how Russia gets their foot here. China is Russia's best friend. That's how China get their foot here. What good is our country to them if they come and bring war to us and destroy our land? What good is the Ukraine to Russia right now? It's obliterated. It's like Damascus in Yemen. It's going to take decades to build it up and billions of dollars that Vladimir Putin may not want to spend, right? So what good is it to Russia to come here and cause war for us and destroy the land? And you destroy the land like an apocalypse, it's no good. So how else can a country that wants to infiltrate another country take them over? Invite them to join their new Confederate Russian alliance. He's claimed a new alliance. He took 4 parts of Ukraine already. And I told y'all he was going to do this because I saw it in a vision. And I told y'all it's on my other channel. So he owns 4 different parts of Ukraine. So because he has more than 3, he can make an alliance, a new corporate alliance. He's also going to tank the Illuminati. I'm telling you, he's going to tank them. He's going to make it in a way where they don't really have control anymore. That's why they after him so bad as well. It's not that the Illuminati is going to go anywhere, but he's going to take a lot of their control from them. This Ukraine war is way more than you can ever think. He's going to take control, some control from the elitists. Watch him do it. Watch him. He ain't gonna stop until he do it. And Daddy told me he ain't gonna do no nukes because he not crazy. You know, if he do nukes, he gonna jack himself up. Because if he do nukes, he gonna jack Russia up, Ukraine, Germany, half of the UK. You know, and the Lord said he's gonna go for Hungary. He's gonna go for Romania and Czechoslovakia. I don't know when he gonna go for them, but the Lord told me it was gonna be a pause. The Lord said when this is finished over there, it's gonna be a pause. So I guess like a rest, a regroup, and he's gonna go for Czechoslovakia, Romania, and Hungary. And is it Hungary or Hungary? He's going to go for them. He's gonna go for them. And didn't I tell you, Father said UK was going to collapse? Isn't it happening? They gonna try that mess over here. They gonna try to collapse us, but God ain't letting them. See, he letting it happen over there because it's more God people in America than it is in the UK. He got people in the UK, but it's more of them here than in the UK. So he's not gonna let it collapse here. It may seem like it's going to, but it's not. He's gonna hold it up because of us, his children. But he's gonna let the UK go through whatever they gotta go through. They're not gonna completely collapse. Maybe 75%. And God told me in the UK, they will regroup. It's going to take them some time, but their country is going to be regrouped. And I kept hearing the word solvent with the UK. And I know the UK is already solvent, but maybe after this is all over, they're going to get even more solvent. I mean, maybe they might start to cut off certain other nations. I don't know. Right. Yeah, this is crazy. But he told me he's not going to let this country collapse. It may seem like it's collapsing, but it's not. It may seem like it's turning to crap. The whole world seems like that, but it's not. These are the growing pains. See, the enemy is trying to bring the book of Revelations to pass before its time. But the Lord told me he's not going to be able to do that. But what we're going through is the growing pains that y'all talked about in Matthew, right? And guys, man, I have so much to teach on this channel and the other channel. It's gonna just knock y'all socks off. God has, he's been telling me a lot of stuff over the past couple of months, and I just can't get it out because it's so much. And then I have so much to do, and then I got this little baby cat over here now that, oh my goodness, takes up my time like a baby. So I got to get him on a schedule and stuff like that, right? But I'm gonna get to it. But so this is the weekly word, right? So pray for the people in the UK. Pray for the world. Pray for us. God says, do not fear. Our country won't collapse right now. He giving us time. You know what I'm saying? But the UK going to go through some stuff. And then after a while, they're going to regroup. Pray about Russia taking over those other 3 countries. And pray that none of our states, a lot of states are going to become sovereign, because that's in my prophecy book online. But pray that the ones that become sovereign, they don't decide to join Russia. All right. And the hurricane I saw came to pass. It hit Nicaragua or somewhere else. But I saw 3 more hurricanes coming recently. 3 more. So I don't know if any of them are coming here or abroad. And I saw a hurricane like Hurricane Ida. So Hurricane Ida happened here 19 times, and the last time in 2021. And I saw parts of Louisiana being flooded again. So I don't know if it's a hurricane or actual flood. And then I saw something happening in Dallas, Texas. Some murders. And then remember I told you I saw serial killers on the loose. All of them came to pass except for Washington. I saw serial killers in Washington. There's been 2 or 3 different serial killers in 2 or 3 different states. There's one now is it California? He killed 5 or 6 black women. How many of y'all remember that? I put it on Facebook, and then I told y'all on my other channel. So y'all need to be listening to all these true prophets out here, not just me. I slept the wrong way on my bed. My neck hurt. Right? So just pray, guys. That's all I can say. Look for the good miracles, the good blessings, the good strange events. But, a lot of other stuff is coming. Cover yourself, your families, cover your household. The Lord said a lot of spiritual, strange things are going to happen to put people in fear. Like I told y'all before, it's like the enemy, he don't have nothing on us anymore. So he's trying to create something to come upon us to make us fear. It's like a wormhole. So if any strange events happening in your house, like if you come home and find your lock off the door, I mean, anything crazy, out of the ordinary, don't fear. Don't pack up and move. Don't fear. Go to God, because God protects his children. If you are a true child, he's going to protect you. He may allow the devil to touch, but not hurt. And he wants you to see with the devil, because some strange things has been happening to me lately. And if I wasn't with God, it would have made me move. I'm keeping it real with you. It would have made me move. I came home a couple of days ago. Now, mind you, I went out my front door, right? All my locks was secure. My knob was secure. Then I got to go. I come home 3.5. Now, I had a vision 2 nights prior to that where this witch was in my dream, and I know who she was. It was a girl at a place that me and Pat was going to, that I was kind to, and the Lord allowed me to do it because he wanted to give her a chance, but she didn't take it, right? So she was astral projecting in my dream, right? And she had the hair, everything, right? But she couldn't touch me. But then there was this guy downstairs. He's a Christian actor from Africa, and he was downstairs, and it was in the dream in my house, and it was like two other people, and I can't remember if they was in my house or on the outside of my house, but they couldn't really get in, and they couldn't steal because they wanted to steal, right? And they couldn't steal. It was a force preventing them from coming anywhere in the house to get stuff, right? So I'm upstairs in my bedroom in a dream with the door locked. And so this dark-skinned guy comes halfway up the stairs. And then the witch that me and Pat met, actual witch that we met, she was standing in front of my door. So when I opened the door, I had my chain lock on the door. Chain lock means protection, right? So she couldn't move near me. All she could do was stand at a distance. And she was saying something, but I couldn't remember what she said. But the man at the middle of the stairs, he was an angel. That's why she couldn't move, right? He said to me, they've been trying to get you. They've been trying to get a way into you, but they can't because of your closeness with God. He said, but I'm here to tell you, they're going to do something tomorrow to try and make you fear. Do not fear. Okay. Sunday came. I didn't go out the house Sunday. I stayed in and did some stuff, right? I go out Monday, come back 3.5 hours. Guys, tell me why my bottom knob was off the hinge. Completely obliterated. Nails out, everything. I'm like, what in the world? Then Pat was like, Rosalind, remember the dream? I said, yeah. Now, if I wasn't in God, or if God didn't warn me, I'd have been packing up everything in here and moving to New Jersey. I wouldn't have cared how much it cost if I'd have drained, if I had to took a bank loan. I would have been gone. I'd have took a 3-bedroom apartment back home and I'd just squeeze everything in there. Right? That's why God warned me, because he know me. If I said something wrong, I'm out. Right? So Pat was like, remember the dream? I was like, yeah. They was trying to get in my house in the dream, but they couldn't get in. So then when the locksmith came and he put a lock on there this time, not a knob, it's an actual lock, deadbolt, right? Because the other 2 locks were fine. I was like, I know it was a spiritual thing, but I wanted to see what he said. He was like, I don't know how they did this. He said, because it was drilled in. Like there was no holes on the outside lock. The holes was in the inside of the house, right? So he's like, I don't know how they got this off. He said, The only way I could figure is if he couldn't even tell me what kind of tool it was. And he said, even if they was trying to shove it off, how could they do it? And then check this out. They couldn't even pull the lock out. Once they got the knob off, they couldn't even pull it out. I couldn't even pull it out. When the locksmith came, he had to drill the doggone knob out. Daddy said, Rosalind, you know what this is. Didn't I warn you? So, the man in the dream who was a Christian actor represented a familiar spirit. Do you know there's been a familiar spirit spiritually watching my in and out? Not no more, because Daddy took care of that. So, as soon as I left that day, three hours I was gone. So, they wanted me to think that God was not protecting me and that he was allowing somebody to try to break in my house. God told me he would never allow that, right? But he let this happen because he wanted me to see how desperate the enemy is to get me and that he has no way of getting me. So he wanted to create a wormhole to make me think God was not protecting me or watching over me and that somebody broke in my house or was trying to break in my house. Then I was coming from the garage the other day. Daddy said, you know why they didn't do it in through the garage? I said, why? He said, you would have known it was spiritual because can't nobody get it in this way unless you let them or your garage door's up. I said, yeah. He said, they tried to make you fear in the physical because only a physical person could come and try and break in. But see, I was smart. I was like, but how did they get this lock off? They had to have a serious drill. And if they did, neighbors would have heard them because like my front is so open and my neighbor, he's always in his front of his outside of his house, right? And then the way the nails was, it's like the nails was like pulled out instead of pulled in. And even the locksmith, he was like, I don't know how they did it. He said, normally they just try to kick the doors in. He said, they don't normally take the time to drill the lock off. He said, this is very strange. And I'm saying to myself, because it's spiritual. Spiritual. So they've been watching me to set me up to come and try and act like they want to break in my house. That's why in the vision, they couldn't take nothing. They couldn't get to me. And the angel warned me and showed me the witch that me and Pat met a couple of times, thinking she a nice girl that need help, a doggone witch. And I noticed God keeps sending me to these witches. And I'm like, why you doing that? He said, because I'm trying to give him a chance through you. And he says, I set them up and make them think they could get you because I'm very sweet and nice. So if you don't know me, if you don't know the godly piranha behind me, you'll think that I'm very just sweet and nice and easy target. But see, if you know me, you'll know that godly piranha is behind me and you ain't gonna mess with me because I'm gonna get daddy. So she thought she was gonna get me because see, they see your mark. I keep telling y'all, we got mark here and a mark here. They know who you are. They know you may not detect right away who they are, but they know who you are and they will come for you. They will come for you. And I'm telling you, I've had more strange events, but I'm not even going to get into it. But I'm just was giving y'all an example, right? So just, God got me, but keep me in prayer and I keep y'all in prayer. So just be looking out for strange stuff. Cover yourself. Don't any strange things happen. Don't fear because it's the enemy trying to get at you. It's the enemy trying to get up. Yeah, he tipped me off. Because if he hadn't, he knew me. Because Daddy, I said, you know me. I would have packed up everything and moved. I wouldn't have cared if I'd have had to get a loan. If I'd have had to go to the bank and get a loan, because they be trying to give me loans now, and I turned it down, I would have got one, and I'd have squeezed everything in that 3-bedroom apartment. Anything that couldn't go would not go. He know me. He know me. I'm out. So he warned me, right? So I'm like, okay, so now I know what they're trying to do. And that would have been fear because I would have been moving thinking that, before my time. And that's another thing. The enemy trying to make me move before my time. Because if I would have moved back home, I'd have had to sign a lease, been in that lease, And if it was time for me to get a house, I'd have had to pay all that money to get out the lease. Then I would have been out of the will of God. So I might have delayed myself and even getting my house. So it's a lot of things he was trying to do to me. And the Lord, it's not that I would fear. It's just that, you know, if somebody's trying to break, like Mariah Carey, somebody broke in her house, she sold a doggone house, right? So if somebody's trying to break in your house, right? What's your first thing? I'm out of here. It's a natural human thing to want to escape anything that you think that's not good for you, your environment, you know? So he knew that. So he told me that it wouldn't have been a form of fear. It would have been a form of wanting to be safer, you know, and being taken out of your safety zone. That's what you feel like. But the enemy would have took it as me sinning, moving when I'm not supposed to, moving in the area back home I shouldn't be in. Then he could accuse me and delayed the house that is supposed to come for me. You know what I mean? And who knows what else he could have stopped. So it's not just him trying to fear you. It's him trying to move you out of your position so you can't get what God has for you. And I gave y'all that word before. Okay, so I gotta go. So I'll be back again soon. All right, I gotta go. So I love you guys. Keep me in prayer. I keep you in prayer too. Shalom.